My friends, let's give tzedakah, extra tzedakah, especially today, the day of the 27th day of the month of Adar, and we express our prayer to Hashem, Ad Mosai, enough of the suffering, it's time for you to reveal Moshiach now. Today, the 27th day of the first Adar, in 1992, the Rebbe, while praying at the tomb, at the gravesite of his late father-in-law, the previous Rebbe, suddenly suffered a stroke, a disabling stroke, from which he never recovered. We know that everything that happens with the tzaddik is precise and with the tzaddik's permission. So he chose on the 27th day of Adar to suffer that stroke. 27 Chav Zayin in Hebrew stands for the word Zach, purification. Purification of who? Of what? What does all this mean? How do we understand it? Especially this came in a time where the Rebbe publicly proclaimed we're living the time of redemption. This is the time of Geula. A time where Chassidim said that the Rebbe is Moshiach, he's taking us out of exile. We saw these phenomenal miracles, the transformation of the Soviet Union, the opening up of the world. I mean, it was a transformative moment, all within the sight of redemption. How do we understand this? How do we make sense of this? And what does it mean to us today? So it's very interesting that just prior to this event, for a while, the Rebbe was quoting a Yalkut Shimoni, where the Yalkut Shimoni says, B'shosh HaMelech HaMashiach Bo. Our teachers tell us in the time of Mashiach is supposed to come, Mashiach will be standing on the roof of the Beis HaMikdash, and he will tell the people, all the upheaval that you see in the world today, don't be afraid, it's all for your benefit. And let me read to you in English what it says over there. The year of the King Mashiach will be revealed. All the kings of the nations of the world will taunt each other. The king of Persia will taunt the king of Arabia. And the king of Arabia will go to Aram to get advice from them. And the king of Persia returns and destroys the entire world. And all the nations of the world trembles and is terrified, and they fall upon their faces and gripped with agony. At that time, Israel also trembles and is terrified and says, where will we come? Where will we go? And then God says, my children, Anovim, don't be afraid. Al tiro. Kol ma she'osisi, all that I have done, I have only done for your sake. Why are you afraid? Why? Higia zman geulaschem. The time of your redemption has arrived. Now, when the Rebbe is mentioning this, then there's a stroke, a debilitating stroke. And since then the Rebbe hasn't spoken to us. So I think it's important and worthwhile to see what the Medrash, what the Yalkut Shimoni, which is the Medrash, says just prior to this. Let me read to you some of the points which he said just prior to this statement. Kumi oiri, rise, shine, for your light has come. Rise. Says the Jewish people, Am Yisrael said to God, Master of the universe, for the sake of the Torah that you have given me, that is called the source of life, and he said, I will delight in your light. What is your light? Kumi oiri, what light is seen? And God responds, this is the light of Mashiach. And he says, in the future generation, God looked into this future generation of Mashiach, and in the events preceding the creation of the world, and then he stashed away this light for the generation of Mashiach. And then there's a conversation between God and Mashiach. And God tells him, the sins of the world, of the people, will cause your tongue to cleave to the roof of your mouth. You will lose the faculty of speech. Is this your will? And Mashiach said, Master of the universe, with gladness and joy of my heart I accept this upon myself under the condition that no one will be lost from the Jewish people. And not only the living will be saved in my day, but even those that are hidden in the dust. And not only the dead alone will be saved in my day, but even those that have died in the days of first man until now. And not these alone, but even the stillborn aborted babies will be saved in my day. And not the stillborn alone, but even those that you only thought of and they have not yet been created, they will be saved. And Mashiach says, this is what I want and this I accept. And then he asks, will I have the strength? Will I be able to do it? And God said, I am with you because I'm also in exile. And that's when he concludes that this redemption, the final redemption, will not be like the first redemption, which after that we went to exile, but this will be permanent.